Welcome to Let Me Catch You Up, the podcast where I explain reality TV to my husband.
And I ask a lot of questions.
I'm Liz, a longtime Bravo watcher who's been following Summer House for years.
And I'm Pat, a casual observer who's been in the room, sometimes paying attention.
Each week, we're recapping the latest episode of Summer House, breaking down the drama, the relationships, and everything you might have missed. Whether you've watched every episode,
or you're just trying to keep up,
we're here to catch you up. Let's get into it. So you didn't take any notes other than helpless romantic. Got it.
Yeah, but I remember everything.
Okay.
Steel trap.
I'm excited to talk because I feel like each week right now is like a lifetime of Summer House updates from like when we last chatted on it. And like, obviously we are married and we live together, but we try not to talk too much about Summer House outside of the podcast so that, you know, we save all of our good content for the podcast.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes it's hard not to talk about everything I'm seeing on. I just send you links on Instagram,
right,
to save,
and then we don't talk about it.
Yeah, but it's like at this point there's too many things. I can't even I take notes throughout the week, but I can't even remember everything.
Yeah, I don't. But yeah, it's crazy right now. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the biggest. So I guess I'm going to go through my notes and we can cover a couple of different topics. Please forgive us if we don't cover something that you want us to. It's, send us an email at letmecatchyuppod@gmail.com. It's impossible to keep pace with all of the craziness. But they filmed the reunion last week. I think it was it Thursday
or Friday?
I think Thursday, because then wasn't it Friday morning when there was already the leak? So
right.
There was a leak of about a little over a minute, I think, or 2 minutes of audio from the reunion, which Bravo was very unhappy about. It was interesting because there was like so many different like wild, unfounded theories. Like people were like, oh, based on how it sounds, I think this cast member might have recorded it. And people were like, oh, Bravo probably released it on purpose and is acting like it's like an unauthorized leak. Like none of those things are true.
Yeah. Andy was pissed. I thought, first of all, when I heard it, like the content was juicy, but like the fact that it was leaked, I did not think it was like a big deal. I was like, okay, somebody recorded something and posted it, and it probably will help Bravo like in their ratings and like anticipation of it and stuff like that. So I did not think it was that big a deal. And then I saw Andy, saying like this is illegal and we're gonna do a full investigation, and I was like, that seems like a overreaction. But
yeah, well, I understand they want to respect the process, and whoever did it's going to lose their job, so that's not smart on them. But so people were saying, because they filmed for 8 to 10 hours, people were like, Peacock should release like the uncut version of all of the footage and everybody will just like pay $50 to see it. So
it's not wrong.
Hopefully they do that, because they have to edit it down to 2 to 3 parts. So at best we're getting 40 minutes times 120 minutes or 2 hours of content if it's a 3-part reunion.
Yeah.
So they have to cut out a lot of stuff. And then Andy talked about on his podcast this week about the leak, and that Bravo had said there's like a full investigation. They've determined who the leaker was. And he also mentioned that, so apparently a Bravo fan helped crack the case. And he said we would learn more about that. And then I saw these accounts saying it was Jennifer Lawrence who helped crack the case, with no evidence pointing to why they thought that. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence is a known huge Bravo fan, but it was
Did she
bizarre.
respond to it, or
I
or
haven't.
is it just like,
No. I'm like, are people just coming up with things for clickbait?
probably,
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah, it's bizarre. But yeah, so since the first leak, there was a couple other leaks. It's hard to keep track. I haven't heard audio of other leaks, but I saw some transcripts and recaps. Amanda doesn't seem to be apologetic. She just seems to be doubling down that it was two single people. She admits that in a later leak, not in the first leak, but in later when she admits she knew this was going to be like a friendship ender and she did it anyway. I can't believe, like, they talk about how their joint statement was really rushed because,
Right.
we had to say something. It's like, well, you didn't have to do that. And there was like a joke about it, the statement being generated by ChatGPT, which people had been theorizing. It's all crazy, but yeah, they don't seem to be taking any accountability. And I can't believe Amanda was willing to like blow up all of her personal and professional life for the chance to date West when he was like still seeing other people at the time of when they posted this joint statement.
Yeah. There's so much to unpack with like even just the little snip that was like leaked, but yeah, totally not apologetic, and they admit to lying just so casually. Like they're like, "Yeah, well, I lied." Like that.
Yeah.
That's why, because I lied.
I apologized. Yeah. I liked
like,
Lindsay. Lindsay said, they were like, "Oh, we were rushed," and Lindsay's like, "Yeah, because you got smoked out."
Right. She's like, "Yeah, because we got caught. Like we got caught, so we had to say something." It's
and
like,
I liked also that Mia was like, "Amanda, why are you doing this? I mean, your relationship wasn't perfect, but how did you go from being married to like being this guy's side chick?" Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
If you think about it, the like actual history of her and Kyle's relationship kind of demonstrates she doesn't really have the best self-esteem or best view of herself since she started kind of as his hookup booty call and then stayed with him after getting cheated on, got married him, and has seemed to be unhappy a lot of the time.
Yeah. There's part of me that thinks that maybe this like really was a fling. They were friends and like they were hanging out together and like it went a little bit too far and stuff. And then so getting caught hooking up turned into, okay, I guess we need to like make this a relationship so that it's not. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but it's hard to wrap my head around.
You can't rationalize it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just mind-boggling, and Wes seems pretty quiet in a lot of the leaked content so far from the reunion.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, par for the course.
Yeah. But yeah, it's hours and hours of recording, and like I only heard like 1 minute of it basically.
Yeah. The other thing that like I think we did talk about, Amanda, is like, well, you can't choose who you love. Like you said that yourself, Ciara, and it's like she was talking about that in the context of like biracially dating, like West and stuff, biracial dating and the challenges that come with it.
Right.
So it was like really messed up for her to kind of throw Ciara's own words in her face, and then you can help who you act on your feelings with. Like,
yeah,
you're an adult.
Those are two wildly different things.
Totally. Yeah.
like oh, I know this is going to be a complicated relationship because of the biracial aspect, but I do have feelings for him, so I'm gonna consciously know that that's going to be a struggle, and we're still going to do it. Versus, oh, this is going to fuck up all of my relationships that I have, all my friends. My ex-husband is going to disown me, and yeah, I'm just going to do it anyway. Like, no, you can stop for a sec, take a beat, and say, no, this is not something I should do.
Yeah, and then
it's ridiculous.
And then, as we said before, if you do it, handle it a lot better than you have.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple other updates. end of last week, we saw Ciara's going to be on Dancing with the Stars. So super excited for her. I don't usually watch Dancing with the Stars, but I will watch at least Ciara's performances to support her. I saw on an episode of Watch What Happens Live last week that the actress Kush Jumbo was calling West TD.
And
he's like, "Oh, that's good. Where did you get that?" And she's like, "That's what they're calling them in the streets in London."
Right, not in the streets. I couldn't tell if she was being serious or if she was like, she just made it up on the spot. And then she was like, no, that's what they're saying. Not me. That's what they're saying.
Either way, it was great. I was also thinking about, as painful as it is to watch all of these episodes since the scandal broke, it would be so much worse if Mia wasn't a part of the cast, since last couple seasons, like, I mean, Ciara and Paige were really close. Amanda was always friends with them, but it was always like when they were like one-on-one kind of emotional, I feel like it was always Paige and Ciara in the last few seasons. And so with Paige not there, you know, Ciara and Amanda have been closer, but it's so good that we know Ciara has a real friend in the house this season.
Yeah.
Like watching her go through some emotional things and how West is jerking her around and Amanda's, gonna two-time her, at least in the future, and stab her in the back. It's really good that she has Mia there, because without that, I would feel like it's really hard to watch. It would just be that much harder.
Yeah. Yeah, at least she can go back and like look at this season and be like, at least I had somebody that was there for me that is still here for me now. And yeah. And I forgot, I think you had mentioned that Ciara and Mia were friends before the show. I kind of like blanked on that. Yeah.
Yes. They live in the same building. They were friends before. Like, I think Ciara helped bring Mia onto the show. The only other update, well, maybe we'll talk about the Watch What Happens Live episode also, but updates from Instagram. I saw Ciara posted that she's going to be like the guest of honor at this upcoming Girl Scout event, because she had, used her platform for good to help raise money for a Girl Scout troop that supports like homeless kids in New York City. And I saw that they had raised like $160,000 from her, advertising, which is awesome. A
Girl Scout troop raised 160,000. That's
which is amazing. But I'd hate to be the money manager for that troop. That's a lot of admin to manage. Speaking as the money manager of a Girl Scout troop, and I can't keep up with the monthly bank statement filing that I'm supposed to do. So I do that like once every quarter.
That's for like 100 boxes of cookies.
Yeah. It's for the whole troop, so it's like a couple $1,000. But okay, so then Lindsay and Bailey were on Watch What Happens Live last night after the episode. A couple takeaways. So Lindsay was wearing this like horsehair tie around her neck, which is by the same girl who made the horsehair tie that West wore on Watch What Happens Live right before the scandal broke, when he was like lying about him and Amanda's relationship. And it's made by a girl that he was also dating. So, it was
okay. I'm trying to keep up. So what's the message she's sending?
She's like, I think she's basically highlighting the fact that West was, it's a callback to the fact that we all like, they talked about it on the episode that he was wearing this like unique horsehair tie thing, and he's like, oh yeah, like shout out to my friend who like designs them. Well, like that friend was actually a woman he was in a relationship with, and so I think it's like one way that Lindsay's kind of like getting a dig in at West.
Got it.
Yeah, so it's very nuanced. It's like
Yeah, you got to know your stuff to
Yeah,
to
you got to
keep
know
up.
your summer house lore. Uh, okay, so they did also talk about, one of the things that happened probably in March when rumors first started blowing up about West and Amanda. West had posted a picture at hanging out at Lindsay's apartment where like Ciara was playing with Gemma, and he definitely intentionally did that to to squash the rumors without having to say anything, because people were like, oh, like if him and Ciara are cool, like then these rumors, there can't be any truth to them. So she they were talking about how like he used Ciara and Gemma to cover up his relationship with Amanda. Lindsay was like, yeah, I didn't like that. We covered it during the reunion. um Bailey and her also talked about how they don't think they're gonna last. Both of them were like, yeah, watching the season back, there's no way you can think that at least something emotional wasn't already happening between the two of them. Um, and then they talk about how, I guess Bailey's like, yeah, when I first realized something was going on was end of February. It sounds like there was like a really weird hangout where Amanda ended up making out with Kyle. So this was like February 28th. So a month and a half after they had posted about them separating and divorcing. And February was when things got serious with West. So this is like,
Right.
she's already serious with West. She's was making out with Kyle, and Bailey was like so confused and like, what's going on? And West said something like, oh, let her do her thing. And what did Lindsay say? Like,
oh, it's a pretty crazy concept to use your husband as a decoy for the boyfriend that you're hooking up with or
yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Imagine using your
Yeah.
husband as a decoy for your boyfriend, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, crazy times. But any other notes since besides helpless romantic from the week to cover before we talk about the episode?
None written down. Yeah, we might as well just get into it.
Yeah. Okay. So we are covering Summer House season 10, episode 13, called Ship Happens. And the episode picks up on Saturday, August 23rd at 11:05 a.m. and the group is packing up for the boat day. And West and Ciara have already had their heart-to-heart conversation, and we see Kyle, Ben, Jesse, and Mia driving to the marina together, and they're kind of all like chatting about, I wonder how this conversation's gonna go. And Kyle's like, is there a world where Ciara acknowledges that she has lingering feelings? And he's like, in a different world, I think they get back together in this chat. And then he's like, I'm a helpless romantic.
Yeah.
Ben's like, no, you're not. Helpless or hopeless? It was funny because I heard it as hopeless when I first watched, and then I was like, wait, what did he say?
I heard helpless, but I was like, I must have misheard it. And then when they like actually brought it up, I was like, oh, I did hear it right. I genuinely think he thought that was the same before he got corrected.
Probably. But he is kind of a helpless romantic, so.
He is. It is fun. I mean, it's kind of sad in retrospect, but it is funny how he is kind of like a romantic, like, his relationship aside, like that's a mess. But like he's so hopeful for Ciara and West to get together and stuff like that. Like I feel like,
yeah. And later when like Ciara debriefs the conversation to Sabrina on FaceTime and Kyle and Ben are there, Kyle like gets emotional. He's like, really? That's how the conversation went? And it looked like he was like tearing up.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
But yeah, Jesse jokes, what if they're hand in hand welcoming us on the boat when we get there? And then that's basically what they're doing as the group arrives. And Kyle's like, did they hear us? So that was pretty good. So when this boat looks pretty nice. It's like a big pontoon boat. Pretty fun.
Right, yeah.
They get on the boat. Ciara and Mia have a heart-to-heart, which this was really rough. Ciara's like, I feel like he's my person. We have this weird friendship and it's hard to ignore. And Mia's talking about how she's proud of her for having the conversation. And Ciara's like, yeah, I'm usually not the type of person to make up with someone. I kind of just like cut it off if they wrong me. But she's trying to be less rigid. So that's really hard. That was extra painful to watch, knowing what we know. But then they do some water sports. This looks super fun.
Yeah.
Reminded me of Below Deck.
Yeah. All the toys.
I kept thinking about, Sandy. The toys need to be in the water now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if it wasn't for Below Deck, I would not be thinking about like the crew on that boat at all or whatever. But yeah, it's funny.
Well, it's funny. I saw a video from the Summer House production crew. So there's the shot where Kyle jumps off the boat and like dives in. Yeah. And they showed how it was filmed. And there was a camera person like with a waterproof camera on a
like a GoPro kind of thing.
Kind of like a GoPro, yeah, but
like
on a tripod. Yeah, on a selfie stick tripod type thing. And he like is just running after Kyle and dives in after him. I was like, oh, he had a bathing suit on. But you never think about like how those water scenes are filmed.
Yeah.
Or at least I don't. Yeah.
That's a good shot.
But it looked fun. Kyle is using the sea bob.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what they're called, that's what they call them on Below Deck, pulling Ciara on a paddleboard. And she's like, Kyle, slow down.
Yeah, he's just messing with her.
Okay, so then it's interesting. Kyle is FaceTiming with Amanda, and it was kind of weird because we didn't really have any context, but Kyle goes, West said, best night of my life, and you said, damn, were you being sarcastic? And Amanda's like, no, way to rub salt in the wound. And Kyle's like, okay, so you were jealous. And she's like, yeah, best night of his life is the night I'm not there. And Kyle's like, oh, you made it about you. And Amanda said, of course I did. Like,
awful.
It's awful. I'm like, what would we think if the scandal, like if we didn't know about the scandal? Like, I would still think this was awful behavior, but...
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for the scandal, like...
We would just be like, like, she's kind of being a dick to Kyle.
Yeah, I wouldn't think about it like in a romantic way, like, oh, like she has feelings for West, but I would think about it as like, this is so annoying. Like, why are you making this about yourself? Like, be happy for them, like, or like, I guess it's not about the West and Ciara. Is it? Well, I don't know. Why is he saying it's the best night of his life? Just because he was like having fun, or was it because of like he was looking forward to the conversation with Ciara? I don't know.
I think he said best night ever because it looked like it was a really fun night. Like they all went out, then they came back. They were like partying in the kitchen, dancing. The boys it was all the boys. They were playing in the water before they went out, like playing basketball in the water. And like Scott was there. Like I think they just had like
generally a fun night.
It was just the best night ever. Like, and Amanda wasn't there to bring it down with her lame vibes.
Yeah, I don't know. I got sidetracked, but yeah, I guess I would read it as okay. He had a fun night. That's fine. Like everybody's having positive vibes and everything. Like why is she?
This
she
isn't an attack on you, Amanda. Not everything is about you.
Exactly.
And I was, it made me wonder, like, did she not go that weekend because she's jealous of West and him, like, having a storyline focused on Ciara and her knowing he was going to be, like, trying to make up with her this weekend?
Yeah. It's very plausible to read it that way. It's... Yeah. I could see anything at this point, but, like, at least they're editing it and they have the clips to use to edit.
They have the receipts.
Right.
Okay. Well, Dara and Mia chat. There's really not much to say. Like, Dara, it's just like, oh, I got a little nervous when you were talking with KJ, making sure he doesn't have any qualms. So then the guys are chatting, and it's Jesse, Kyle, Ben, I guess, and West. I don't know. And Jesse's like, Kyle, you look incredible. And Carl's there too. Carl's like, yeah, for 43, like, you're still in really good shape. And one, it seems like he's growing in a mustache. Like that was the first I noticed. I don't know if you noticed. Okay. uh, and then, yeah, I think he's looks great. As we mentioned before, we want his skincare routine. I actually saw something online today with an interview of him talking about his skincare routine, but it was kind of confusing because he was like, "Oh yeah, I just like regular face wash or whatever," and then he mentioned some like eye cream and some other like face cream, anti-wrinkle cream or whatever. So I have to go back. It wasn't very clear. Okay. I think he was playing it down a little bit at first in the interview, but then actually named a couple things.
It's probably like 80% genetics and 20% products. I don't know.
Yeah. And who knows if maybe he gets some level of like Botox or something, but it didn't appear that he mentioned it, at least if he did. He did say that his dad looks young. Or people say that. So then Jesse asks Kyle, do you think you're having more fun without Amanda here? And, last episode, Kyle had said, I feel like I'm finally myself this weekend without her around. And he's like, yeah, when I'm being myself, I feel like I just irritate her, which is not good. And Jesse's like, yeah, that's not a good way to feel. Like you either guys are going to accept each other for who you are and love each other, or I don't know. And he kind of like trails off.
Music changes and stuff, like, or I don't know what happens.
And Kyle's just like, can we not talk about this? I was having a good weekend.
Yeah.
Which I kind of don't blame him. What is there to say at this point?
Right.
But then, yeah, so we see a little more of them partying on the boat. It looks really fun. I also noticed Kyle's medal was back. Like, I'm really curious to know what the significance is of this. And Mia and Jesse
they
also
just never talk about it?
I don't think so. I'm sure it's probably from like one of the parties or nights out or something. Mm-hmm. And then Mia and Jesse also did the Titanic scene. And I think Kyle was like throwing chips at them or something. It looked like he was throwing like petals or something, but I think it might have, I was like, what could that be? I was like, maybe it's chips. So they head back from the boat. It says it's 5:07 p.m. We see when they get back to the house, we see West giving Ciara a hug, and it was, hard to watch. But West is like I wrote down wearing a woman's sweater and a cowboy hat.
He looked absurd. It was an awkwardly long hug, and like not awkward for Ciara. Like it was like an emotional moment for her and stuff like that. But like he's making like eye contact with like 5 other people, and they're like cheering him on and like high fiving him. Like it's all for attention. I'm so over him.
Yeah. But like he had this like weird striped sweater on and the sleeves were like long, like I don't know, like it just looked like a woman's sweater to me. And then the cowboy hat is like not a good look on him. It was like creeping me out. But yeah, then we see the Ben, Ciara, and Kyle chat with Sabrina on like FaceTime. She's debriefing the conversation with West. And it was interesting because Sabrina's like, oh, that's awesome. Like, yeah, Wes said he has a crush on you. And we're like, what? Like, we never saw that. And Ben's like, oh no, oops. Like, she wasn't supposed to share that. Then, oh no. And then we saw, I don't know, was it a couple weeks ago or so? I didn't actually write down when the flashback was from, but Wes did say to Ben, or did Ben ask Wes, oh, do you have a crush on her or something? Or he said, either way, he said he did have a crush on her, but he was also wasted.
Yeah. I don't remember it being like, oh my God, like he has a crush on, like, I think it was like, do you like have a little bit of a crush on her? And he's like, I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I can't trust anything this guy says.
No.
I think he's doing it all just as a storyline because he, the first season he's in the house is when he had his like friendship develop with Ciara and the audience loved him. Then the next season he was in trouble after the breakup with Ciara and he was just like mute and like not mute, but he was more subdued last season. And I don't really remember his storyline. I think his only storyline was like trying to figure out his relationship with Ciara and like them not really talking much. So I think this season he's just, I need to like I need to kind of get Ciara back in my good graces and like show that friendship again to get the audience back on my side and like interested.
Right. That's a good point. I do feel like all of it's all just like plotted out like in a weird way. Like,
yeah, very calculated.
Like I think he goes back and watches the season and then he's like, all right, this is how I was perceived this next season. Let's switch it up a little bit and let's do this instead. Like I don't know. He just seems like a very untrustworthy person. Easy to say now, but
yeah. So then we see dinner. So it's still Saturday. We see the dinner. Looks like they ordered some good takeout. Jesse's like, can't believe summer's almost over. And West kind of like reaches across Ciara and goes, mine's just begun, brother. Like as a joke. I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, because you've made up with Ciara now, your summer's just begun. And he still has that ugly ass cowboy hat on. So then Carl's talking about how his soft bar launch is going to be happening. It's the soft launch of soft bar. And, it's been about a year in the making. But that, he's like, oh yeah, friends and family have been really supportive. I have some people at this table who've been incredibly supportive. I mean, you all have. But some with their wallets have been supportive. But also just energy. It's so awkward.
I actually saw a comment. It was probably on Instagram or something, but Kyle was like, going back and watching this season, I do regret not investing. And even if it was just a small amount, like even if I couldn't afford like a lot of money, like I should have put something down to just like show him that I have faith in him.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he does regret it. And he's like, not everybody has the benefit of having cameras follow you around to allow you to be able to look back and realize your mistakes. But, that's what I'm doing here. So,
yeah. I'm glad he, at least is saying it at least now in hindsight. But it was funny.
It was awkward.
Kyle was like, I'm shook. Like, I try to be open and honest of where I'm at with everything to him, and he's not open with me. And then yesterday they show a flashback of Kyle and Jesse chatting. And Jesse's like, yeah, he said when you didn't invest, he was so sad. And Carl drafted out a whole email and didn't send it. And then it was funny because Jesse's like, what's with you guys in emails? And I don't know if you remember, but there's like a very famous part of like right before season 3, Kyle sent like a 17-page long email rant to the cast, airing all of his grievances with like the way they were treating Amanda. So it's like a huge storyline in the beginning of season 3. Like, did you read the email? And they're like, no. Like, I looked for my name. But I mean, Carl also should have just told Kyle how he felt too. But Kyle should have just invested. They're both kind of, not communicating well.
Seems like they've moved past it, at least in real time. They're friends again and stuff. So
nothing like
it's fine.
Nothing like your like castmates having a secret affair, like your best friend's ex-wife and your ex-wife to like bring you back to bring you your friendship closer.
Right.
Okay, so then after dinner, most of them go out at 10:19 p.m., which, I mean, I'm impressed. Like, they went out the night before, and they were all up till like 3 or 4 a.m.
Right.
And then they went out on a boat. They're in the sun all day. They're drinking, come home, have dinner. I'm definitely not making it out after that type of a day.
Right. I feel like it would be totally understandable to just be like, I'm wiped. Like, I gotta pass out.
KJ passes out. KJ didn't even make it to dinner.
Yeah.
But
Did they
Mia
disappear to the bathroom at some point?
Oh, that's true. Before he passed out. Yeah. I did have a note about that. So good for him. But Mia, West, Ciara, Jesse, West, Kyle, I think all go out. I see Carl, Ben, KJ, and Dara all stay home. And they get back at 1:54 a.m. And this is when, Kyle, we see him getting in bed, looking at his phone, and like he's like, then we see his confessional where he's like, my text thread with Amanda is like the most depressing thing in the world.
Very one-sided. Yeah.
It's like the telemarketers that constantly send me texts with no response. Like Amanda can't even give him a reaction, like a thumbs up or a haha.
For like an entire weekend, like, hey, I'm here. Good night. Good morning. Love you.
Especially the ones that were like, hey, I just landed. Hey, about to do my set. Oh, just finished my set. It went well. Oh, flying home. Oh, I'm home. That's rough.
That's absurd. Yeah, and that gives all the context to the whole. Her reply to the group text message was like the only message that he got from her the entire weekend, and it was basically saying like, "Damn, I'm jealous that West had fun without me."
Yeah, like I mean, she wasn't even texting him back. He just saw it in a group chat as a response to someone else.
Yeah.
And it was funny because we see that their group chat is called Bummer House Season 10 or Bummer House S10. Maybe that was foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But after last night's episode, Kyle posted a clip of all the boys doing this like choreograph thing where like one person throws the basketball to one, then throws it to the next person, then the next person, and they're like jumping in the pool and doing all these things, and then the last person like dunks it. And his caption was something like, we had a really good thing going, R.I.P. Boys chat was called Cream Team, FYI, or something like that. But it's sad. Like this whole scandal has been super interesting and crazy and shocking and all encompassing. But it is really sad that they have real friendships and relationships, and this is like fracturing it.
Yeah. I don't know if they were truly like that oblivious, but like you said, like she knew it was going to be a friendship ender, and did it anyway. So, but yeah, the ramifications are pretty drastic. Like it's not just pissing Ciara off, and it's not just pissing Kyle off. It's like the whole entire house is affected by it. The show is affected by it. Like it's a pretty big deal.
Agreed. So we get the second West and Ciara hug, and Ciara's, I think, said, "I'm glad we talked." And Ciara's like, only took us 2 years. I'm stubborn and you're an idiot. Well, she's at least right about half of that. Okay, so then it's the next day, Sunday, August 24th, and KJ and Dara, Dara's like 10 out of 10 weekend. Ciara and Jesse chat, and Jesse's like, "I'm glad you and West are friends again." And Ciara kind of jokes like, "Are you happy mom and dad are getting along again?" And then she's like, "How was Kyle this weekend?" And they talk about how he was like able to be himself without Amanda yelling at him. And they're like, "Yeah, he didn't seem upset at all. He was kind of in rare form." And then I think Mia, I don't know if Mia was there at the start of the conversation, but it seems like she comes in at some point. I feel like the last few episodes, Jesse's really been like warming on me. And I, probably some of it's just in comparison to West and Amanda, but he's had some strong moments the last few episodes. So then they talk about how, Jesse's like, "Yeah, he didn't really want to talk about his relationship." And Jesse's like, "I don't think they're having sex, like in maybe years." And Ciara and Mia are like, "Who said that?" And he's like, "The rumor mill. Carl."
Yeah. Yeah, and then he just calls Carl out.
Again, we said this last week. Hopefully years is a little bit of a stretch since they haven't even been married that long, like 4 years.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, maybe a year. I don't. Who knows? Yeah.
And then they're just kind of like, "I don't know what Amanda wants," and Ciara's like, "I also don't know what Kyle wants either." Seems they didn't think about how they would evolve in their relationship, and are they even compatible at this stage in life? But they were never compatible.
Right.
Okay, so we get like everybody's kind of getting ready now to leave, and Kyle is like outside cleaning his car. So like when they had this conversation about Kyle and Amanda's relationship, they're like, "Oh, what's Kyle doing?" They're like, "Oh, he's cleaning his car with a California duster." which I had never heard of. But I looked it up, and apparently it is a thing.
I don't think I know. What is it?
It's just like a said that the like fibers have like some like wax finish on them that makes them more effective than like a regular mop. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I guess I'd never heard the phrase. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. They go back to the city. It's Tuesday. Ciara and KJ go to get grills together. I wish they would have shown more of that.
Yeah.
But then I like had a jump scare because then we have a scene with Levi and Bailey.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh, Levi, she's still on the show. I don't know when the last time we saw her. Was it?
I feel like they threw her in there probably because they heard people talking. They're like, all right, we're going to remind people that she is still on the show.
Yeah. We see a scene then with Amanda and Ciara. And, you know, Ciara's like, oh, you missed a big weekend. You missed me and West making up. How was your weekend? And then Amanda says, I think I might be falling back into a depression. I'm just really tired. And then she mentions they did go to couples therapy. And then we have this whole confessional with Amanda saying that their love story sounds like a psychological thriller. She's like, there's no rom in this com. And she did say, you know, it feels like a lot of her frustration in the relationship stems from early on in their dating, and Kyle's frustrations are post-wedding. That was kind of bizarre. I'm like, if you're still hung up on things that happened before you got married, why are you still married?
Yeah, I feel like that's like off the table. Like you can't bring that stuff up anymore.
Like you made a very conscious decision to move forward. So if you're still living back in those times and rehashing all of that, like, you know,
yeah,
you knew what you bought. Like,
right.
He's been himself the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Ciara's like, have you ever thought about separating? And Amanda says she doesn't think it's a bad idea, but she feels like Kyle would never go for it. I'm just kind of curious. I'm sure we'll see more on In the City, but I'm kind of curious, like, what that really means. Like, he would never go for it. Like,
I didn't know what that meant either. Like, it's all or nothing for him. Like, he's like, we're
he
together,
actually
we're
wants
divorced.
to save. He wants to save the relationship, and Amanda doesn't.
Yeah, right.
So then, we get to the soft bar lunch, and you know, big props to Carl. It looks beautiful. I was impressed that he took, you know, this whole thing from his idea to making it happen. I was a little bit, you know, I was in the group of skeptics when he said he wanted to open a non-alcoholic bar, but it seems like he was able to come up with a really good concept around it.
Yeah. This is the first time that I've seen or heard mention of, like, he's got two other partners that he did it with.
Yeah.
So no, I definitely huge accomplishment, proud of him and stuff. But that kind of made me wonder, though. It's like, oh, I wonder if those people are more experienced with starting up a business or a bar, and like they kind of like helped him along the way and
Probably.
or yeah. So
yeah, I would imagine, which is smart if you've never done it before.
Right.
And I think, is everybody there? Like, it seems like the whole cast shows up for this, even Lindsay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anybody who was missing, but I can't think of anybody. Was Levi there?
Yeah, she was.
She was, yeah.
Sabrina and KJ they're drinking some like sort of coffee type drink, and they're like, this is magic, like magic iced coffee. So
yeah,
I'd go there for the coffee. And KJ asked Ben, like, how are you two lovebirds doing? And Ben's like, oh, that's rich coming from you, mate. So they've both kind of been wiped up quickly this season. But it was funny because Sabrina is like, oh, have you said anything about Christmas? And it was like super awkward. Ben was like, yeah, Christmas. And then he's like, you know, oh, I'm bringing her home to Australia to meet the family. And yeah, I keep saying the next girl I bring home is going to be really special.
She was the one that prompted. She's like, and what did you say about the next girl that you? And he's like, Oh, right. Well,
Yeah.
I did kind of tell my mom, like, she's...
It was cute, but also hilarious because, yeah, Sabrina was a little bit awkward. But also Ben was probably just like kind of shy to bring all that stuff up on camera.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And KJ's like, this summer took a turn quick, kind of in reference to how him and Ben like were single in the beginning and then quickly found serious relationships. So then Sharon, Carl's mom, comes in, and
Sharon.
I wrote down, why is she BFFs with West? Is West sleeping with Sharon too?
It's gonna be the next scandal that comes out.
I know like Sharon's been in the like she's visited multiple different seasons. So she knows the cast and stuff, but especially for West, who's only been around the last prior 2 seasons, I was like, oh, they seem like really chummy.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, make sure I don't make any ill comments, like in reference to how she's going to see Lindsay for the first time in like 2 years since Carl and Lindsay broke up. So
Right.
I feel like they were trying to like make this like happen, like a real storyline. And like, I don't think Lindsay cares enough, really.
I don't know. Lindsay made me uncomfortable in this episode. Like Sharon's like just sitting behind her, like trying to apologize, and she's like being pretty cold and like rolling her eyes and stuff. And
well, I think she's kind of just done. And so I think she was just like, I'm happy not to talk to Sharon. Like, we don't need to talk. Like, she doesn't like me. I don't like her. That's kind of how I read it. Not, I think you're right. Like, she cares. I don't know. Saying she doesn't care isn't the right thing. It seemed like it was such a forced conversation with no purpose other than to
like,
see it on TV.
She was also like shitting on like the text message and like they showed it. I was like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like,
yeah, no, I agree. I thought the text message was fine.
I think it's similar to like the whole Carl situation in general. Like she's trying so hard to put up this persona of like, I don't care. Like he could do whatever he wants. Like I'm so over it. Yeah. And it's like you're really trying hard to make everybody in the world believe that you don't care, which is I don't know.
Yeah. So then we learn that Sabrina, she's like talking with Wes. She's like, "Oh, I'm so excited," or she's like, "Are you excited for after this or whatever?" And so she invited West and Ciara to come out to dinner with her and Ben after the soft bar launch, and Sabrina is all excited, and this is like, ugh. Wes is like, yeah, whatever. And then to like the camera, he's like, it's probably too soon to be doing this, but you know, she asked me, so it's like, so he's getting Ciara interested, showing his interest by coming on this thing, but then telling the audience, it's not serious. We're just friends. This is like, I can't stand this guy.
Right. And he could say no. Like if honestly, like if he feels that way, he could be like,
he could just say, hey, I already have plans.
Right. He could lie, or he could just be honest. He could say like,
that sends the wrong message.
Right. I'm happy to be friends again. This feels to me like a double date. I'm not trying to be an asshole or whatever, but this feels like maybe we're moving too fast or yeah, we need to be careful of this. So because like he acknowledges it in his confessional and he recognizes it. So it's like, that this is moving towards something that you think is a bad idea. So
true.
Bring it up.
They also film those confessionals like usually kind of like a good amount of time after. So was he also hedging his bets in that because he knew?
Trying to make it seem like, oh, I wasn't really trying to.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Okay. So then Kyle and Amanda come and they go to the bar to order a drink, and he's like looking at the menu and he's like, oh, I thought they were going to have Loverboy on the menu because they have a non-alcoholic Loverboy.
Oh, okay.
And
got it.
Kyle's like, I even connected him with a distributor. I'm kind of like bummed. Is this a punishment for not investing? Probably.
Yeah.
Because I saw they had people had like Athletic Brewing beers.
Yeah, I saw those. Yeah.
Non-alcoholic beers. So it's not like they don't have canned drinks on the menu.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so then Lindsay shows up and her friend Georgina is with her. Georgina is in the cast of In the City.
Oh, okay.
So, FYI. And Lindsay's like, yep, going to my ex-fiance's sober bar. And she's like really still going hard about this concept. And I'd rather have my juice have alcohol in it. I felt like it was, it was too much. Like, you protest too much.
Right.
And then, Lindsay comes and she gives Carl a teddy bear.
Yeah.
And I felt like she was being a jerk the whole time. She's like, open it. Oh, it's soft. You like soft things. You can hug it because you love hugs. And Carl's like, even if it was backhanded, I was really touched.
Only Carl can like turn this into like a nice thing. Like, oh, I'm going to put it up in the bar. Like, it was clearly a dig. I don't know.
She's really weirded out by families that like want hugs.
Right. I saw somebody on like Instagram was like, I don't appreciate that they didn't invite Carl on the city, and they basically set up his entire soft bar launch.
Okay, so I was gonna get to that.
Okay,
I wrote down soft launch of In the City, and then I was like, dude, they're using Carl to soft launch In the City, and they didn't even invite him to be on the show. Like, I saw that on Instagram too, but I had that thought prior to seeing that on Instagram. Yeah, I agree. Because we see Andrea and Lexi.
Right.
And Danielle and Owen come as well. So, yeah, like a lot of the cast from In the City is there. But yeah, my next note is Luke in like all caps and bolded. So yeah, Luke was there.
Luke makes
former cast member / potential congressman.
That's right. And somebody else made a guest appearance. My boy Emerald.
Were you excited?
He didn't actually. I was excited. I saw him. I was like, "Oh, that's Emerald." I had to pause it. He did not have a talking role in this episode. He was a background character, but he was there. I saw him.
It's funny because you did mention this to me before we recorded, but I did not catch it. So good on you.
I finally saw something you didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Carl gives a very nice speech about the soft bar opening, and it's very touching. He talks about how his brother's passing was a big inspiration for the bar, and he doesn't know if soft bar would exist without his brother passing away, because that prompted him to really take a hard look at his life and what he was doing and realize he needed help. So yeah, I'm proud of Carl.
Yeah.
Carl's not a mess. So then Lindsay is like, I'm going to keep my distance and try to avoid Sharon. And then Sharon comes up to her. They have a very awkward conversation. I mean, I don't really think there's much of note from it, though. I don't think we need to like go play by play.
Yeah, it was just awkward. And I again, feel like Lindsay's kind of been mean this season. But she's always been kind of like that, though.
She's not like going out of her way to mask any sort of feelings or try to make the other person feel comfortable. She's not a people pleaser, so.
Right, yeah. Yeah, she's not like a nasty, like, backstabber, liar. It's just she is really direct and everything, so.
Yeah, I really like Lindsay, but I think the constant backhanded harping on Carl, it's like, okay, you both have moved on. It's fine.
Right.
But yeah, let's see. Oh, so then Amanda and West chat, and West is like, Saturday went well. Oh no, Amanda is like, oh, Saturday went well, and West is like, yeah, it couldn't have gone better. And then Kyle kind of interrupts him, and he's like, oh, can I eavesdrop? And West says, we were on the dock, they all came later, and I was like, I wish Amanda was getting out of this car, because I was like, we should F with them. And Kyle's like, yeah, they were holding hands. Which I'm like, this version of events is interesting. Like, is that accurate? Like, did you say, oh, let's screw with them and hold hands? Like, it's possible, but he's like, again, like, oh, I wish Amanda was there. Like, really? Why would you say it like that?
This was one of those scenes where I was like, okay, something is going on because
Yeah.
the two of them are talking, and Kyle kind of jokingly is like, "Hey, like,
Yeah.
can I butt in?" And
And Amanda's like, I don't really want him to butt it. Like, ugh.
right, it was like neither one of them wanted him there, and like they're like, "Dude, can I tell my story?" And she's like, "Stop interrupting him." It's like the two of them just wanted to be having a private
Alone.
conversation,
Yeah.
and like, oh, like my husband like is interrupting us. It felt yeah, it felt gross.
Yeah. Uh, and then Amanda goes, I'm so happy. And then the like camera lingers on her face. And I was like, it looks like she just like forgot she didn't pay her taxes or something. Like, she did
Yeah.
not look happy at all.
No, she didn't.
I
And that wasn't even
mean,
like the double date part. Like that
right.
reaction was
Oh, wait,
way
yeah,
worse.
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Um, okay, Danielle is there, and we find out that, you know, Lindsay and Danielle haven't talked since last February. And I think Lindsay was just kind of like a little bit put off by some of the way that Danielle commented on Lindsay that previous season. And she's like, I don't really need friends that I feel like I need to compete with, which is fair. But Danielle talks with Kyle. Nothing really happens because Lindsay leaves before Danielle has a chance to try to talk to her. And then we have the conversation with Jesse and Amanda. And he's like, oh, are you feeling ready and recharged? And then Amanda's like, no, of
Yeah.
course.
Right.
And then Jesse's like, I can't believe you missed the squashing of the beef with them. That, you know, they're hanging out after this. And
Mm-hmm.
Amanda's like, tonight? They have plans? Like, aghast.
Yeah.
She can't hide her jealousy and I don't know. But
Right. I mean, this could be one of those things where if we didn't know about the scandal and everything, maybe you can view it like, okay, she's like concerned about Ciara. She doesn't want her to move too fast. And she's like, I think it's okay to be friends, but like maybe she doesn't want to rush into a relationship. But it's knowing what we know now, that's not how I hear it.
yeah. I mean, knowing what we know, it's just like obvious. Um
Yeah.
and I laughed 'cause this is where like I liked Jesse and Sabrina because Jesse's like, well, yeah, because Sabrina texted me because we talk now. Like Sabrina is just like, you know, she's not taking no for an answer. She's becoming best friends with everyone. She's like, you know, Sabrina told me that. She said, Ben and I are going to drinks with Wes and Ciara. And she was like, you should come. And he's like, so I guess they're back to being normal friends, I guess. And Amanda's like, okay, that's not friends. That's a double date. How did we go from 0 to 100? And she's like, West has to be cautious because I don't think she could handle just a friendship, but we'll see. Okay, so she knows that Ciara would be extremely hurt by West, you know, and her potentially like dating or like there being a chance and then it not happening and her getting
Right.
hurt again. Okay.
Yeah, the math ain't mathin'. Like, if you're concerned about her feelings and like how sensitive she is to a situation with West, and then you go and sleep with West, like, we're, there's zero logic in
How
anything.
did we make this jump? Like I just can't. Yeah. And that's where the episode ends. I don't I'm curious like how I'm curious how they would have edited the episodes without the scandal, but they don't have to look hard to find very glaring signs that
Yeah.
something weird was going on.
Right. Yeah, I think if nothing had come out, like, I think you could watch this season and like enough people would start to be like, "What's going on with West and Amanda? Like they seem like way too close. Something seems fishy."
And then they were not trying to hide it at all. Like they were
Yeah.
running around the city hanging out and multiple people were like, "Oh, I saw them like make out or I saw them like on a date." what was their what was their plan?
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
don't
we
know.
were rushed because in the leaked audio from the reunion, Amanda's like, I find out that there's this video out there of me. So somebody like recorded them, I guess, hooking up. And she's like, so I wanted to get ahead of it. But you weren't doing anything to hide it.
She also said that she didn't know what the video was.
Well, I think what happened is somebody, a private investigator or someone, could see into West's apartment or something and saw them hooking up and recorded it, and then showed that video to Ciara, and then, but like didn't actually like send it to anyone
Got
because
it.
she didn't want to get that person didn't want to get like sued or something. I don't know. So
Yeah.
then maybe that person or Ciara told her they had seen something. I don't know. This
Yeah.
is all like unraveling
Right.
different Instagram posts, but so maybe that's why maybe she didn't actually see the video. She was just it was just described. I don't know, but yeah, like
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
what was their plan?
Yeah.
So then we see some scenes for next episode. Looks like the cast has a water gun fight. Carl and Bailey are flirting and then they make out. And Amanda then is like, oh, I'm weary of West. Ciara is a very special, incredible person, and you need to treat her differently. I can't.
Yeah. Nope.
And then Kyle freaks out at dinner. And I think it's probably like the build up of, Carl being upset with him for not investing and Kyle feeling like some sort of way about it. And then, probably some sort of build up with Amanda too. Who knows? We'll see.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm first this week for our superlatives. So red flag. I said, there's so many red flags again. Like, I don't think we're going to really have any other red flags the rest of the season besides West and Amanda. But I specifically said, like, West being so manipulative and like showing interest and acting in a way that seems like he's genuinely interested in Ciara, and blurring the lines, like they're either like it's like they're either like completely not friends or like they're flirting and he's acting interested in her, but then telling the audience like I'm not, he's last episode making out with a random girl and being like, oh, I used to date that girl, whatever. And, he's telling us, oh, it's, I'll go out for drinks, but it's probably too soon. And I don't know. Obviously, this guy sucks. Everything's so calculated.
Yeah. For mine, I said the Amanda text message and the lack thereof to Kyle.
Yeah.
Just like being radio silent to all of those text messages, like that would drive me mad. And maybe it's like some sort of revenge because there's all that history of like him going out to the bar and her trying to call him and he doesn't respond and stuff. So maybe she's just like, I'm just not going to respond to any of his text messages for this entire weekend. I don't know. But the fact that she replied damn to the whole like West best night of his life thing, that was my red flag.
Yeah. That's a good one. And that's an interesting thought too. On like, is she just being petty? Because who knows?
I think she must be because like we're all attached to our phones. Like you're seeing these text messages. Like
I think Amanda is also known to just like disappear and ghost people in general. Like I think they've talked about how most of the cast doesn't see much or hear much from Amanda in the off season of filming. So I don't know. It seems kind of like her MO is just like to not text people back. And like also when Ciara first asked Amanda about like, hey, I can see your location is at West's house right now, like overnight. What's going on? Are you guys hooking up or dating or whatever? It took her like 15 hours to respond to Ciara.
Okay.
And when she did, she was like, no, we're just friends.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's wild.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay.
So that's a good red flag.
Yeah.
I've just been stalling because I'm trying to decide who my MVP is.
Oh, I know who mine is.
All right, you go first then.
Okay. I wanted to go crazy off script and go Emerald just for showing up. But I went Carl just because I like his soft bar launch and all that. And his speech was like super emotional, talking about his brother and
Yeah.
But he's like, but I can at least take the silver lining and know that I got sober because of what happened and stuff. So yeah, it was a good second half of the episode for Carl. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. He's definitely one of my choices. I kind of wanted to go Kyle for some reason.
I actually kind of considered him.
So Carl was definitely one of my top choices. And I was like, how could I not pick Carl? Because he had his soft bar lunch, but you picked him. So for some reason, I just felt like, Kyle, because Amanda wasn't there, he could be himself. He had some fun moments. The whole thing with the text messages, that was super interesting. Also,
the helpless romantic,
and him being like butthurt about Carl's dig on the investing. A lot of strong content from Kyle this episode. Growing in a mustache. I don't know.
Yeah.
It took us 13 episodes, but I think this is the first time Kyle's gotten an MVP this season.
Yeah, he started from the bottom. There was the moment with Danielle also, like when he was like, "Oh, Lindsay's here. Like, let me hook you guys up. Like, you guys should talk." Like, and he was like trying to play like matchmaker with the two of them. And,
he was like, "Oh, you guys don't talk anymore, huh?" Like he didn't know. Yeah. Okay. And how many sandwiches? So I gave it 4 sandwiches. Really strong episode, I think. Could potentially be convinced to go higher, but yeah, I'm going to give it 4 sandwiches this week.
Yeah, I was right in that range also. I was between 4 and 4.25. I think I'm going 4.25. It had a little bit of everything. The boat scenes were fun and the bar opening was cool, and it was nice to see all the different characters like Andrea and the little glimpse of Emerald and even like Danielle coming back and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think doesn't Emerald give it like another quarter sandwich at least for you?
Yeah, at least. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I could have given it more. I didn't overthink it, but yeah, I could give it more. I liked the episode a lot.
Yeah.
It wasn't, we had the emotional part with Carl, but it wasn't as emotional as last week's episode. So it felt lighter, even though, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Agreed.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure some crazy thing that we didn't talk about related to Summer House will pop up on Instagram as soon as we finish recording. So we'll talk about it next week. And till then.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow the show on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen and leave us a rating and review.
And if you have questions you want answered this season,
send them our way because chances are Pat's wondering the same thing.